Hello student, how are you? Very good morning. This is Amita. Today's topic, some material float in water. Float in water. Some material float in water. In previous session already discussed about some material sink in water. Here discuss about some material float in water. This is part 2. Next series of some material sink and some float in water. So this is part 2. Some material float in water. How can prove with experiment? So let's start. This is Amita. Welcome to our science fact channel. So firstly, draw your beaker. This is a beaker, okay, and fill with about 2/3 of water in it with water. Fill with 2/3 water in it and consider that this is a wood, piece of wood. This is a piece of wood float in water. The wood does not sink in water. The wood piece of wood does not sink in water. This is a float in water when piece of wood drop in water. Then we say here the piece of wood does not sink in water. This is a piece of wood, okay. This piece of wood only float in water. Then we can see here this is proof that wood is lighter than water. Wood is lighter than water. So wood is lighter than water. Some example of plastics, kerosene oil, lighter than water. Okay, plastic, ice, oil and kerosene oil and wood. Also wood is lighter than water because those animal does not sink in water like ice, oil, kerosene, plastic and piece of wood does not sink in water, float in water. When firstly take a beaker and to fill with 2/3 of water, to fill it 2/3 of water in beaker. Okay, this one, this is a beaker. This is a beaker. Okay, this one, this is a beaker. And here, this is a piece of wood. Piece of wood. Piece of wood. Float on water. A piece of wood float on water. Piece of wood float on water. And here, noted here, take a beaker. Firstly, take a beaker and fill about 2/3 water and fill about 2/3 water water of fill with about 2/3 water and then take a piece of wood and then take a piece of wood, this one. Then take piece of wood and piece of wood and drop this wood in a water and drop in the water. And observe that the wood does not sink in the water. Then after that, observe this experiment. The piece of wood does not sink in the water. And a piece of wood does not sink in the water. So this experiment proved that wood is lighter than water. The material that floats on water is lighter than water. And proved that the material float in water float in water is lighter than water. Is lighter than water. Okay, this is proof that the piece of wood does not sink in water. This is a float in water. This proof that wood is lighter than water. So the material float in water is lighter than water. Simple. This is proof that those material float in water, then this material lighter than water, and those material sink in water, prove that the heavier than water. So the wood, oil, kerosene and ice, this is a lighter than water because they does not sink in water, they float in water. Okay, we proved that with this experiment. So this is a very interesting topic. Some material float in water. Hope so you can understand this video. With this video, very easy method with show here with this experiment. Firstly, take a beaker. You can follow this experiment in your home with very little bit description show here. Firstly, take a beaker or some under still and fill with water, and drop the wood or plastic or ice here in this beaker and show that, observe that this object, like we can say this is a uh, ice or so many things like ice or kerosene or wood piece, they does not sink in water. So prove that this is a lighter than water. So we will end this video here. Please request to all, I will subscribe, like and more share, press the hit button for upcoming notification for this series. Next video we will know about some material soluble and some material insoluble in water. Okay, so very interesting topic show here, and you can easily find out. This is a proof that some material lighter than water. So take care. Goodbye.